previous video we saw how to create sketch using two different sketch methods, direct sketch and using sketch and task environment. So today we will learn the commands in sketch environment. What are the various commands? So without wasting any time, let's start. So I will create a new file. So I will name it as practice 2 and I will save it on desktop in UGNX folder. So I'll click OK. So this is the basic environment. This is the datum coordinate system. So we'll create sketch again by using sketch and task environment. So I'll click on menu, insert sketch and task environment, and I will select this plane, XY plane. So XZ plane I will give, and I'll create. So horizontal axis is X. It took by default. So I'll just click on OK. So now we are in sketch and task environment. So before we saw line, arc, this profile, rectangle, line, point, we saw all these commands. So today we will learn how to edit the sketch using various commands. So these are the commands. We will see offset curve, mirror curve, intersection curve, derived curves, project curves. All these commands we'll see in today's video. We'll learn quick trim, quick extend, quick trim, fillet, chamfer, make corner. We will learn all these commands today. So suppose I create this line. Oh, sorry. So I will delete this, and first I will deselect the continuous auto dimensioning and discrete inferred constraints. So now first what we will learn the offset curve command, this offset curve command. So suppose if I have to offset a curve by certain distance, so if I draw this line here and I want to offset this line with certain distance, so I will click on offset curve. So it is asking to select a curve, so I will select this curve and I'll give offset distance, whatever distance you would like to give. You can give the distance. There are settings, various settings, so no need to click on anything else. So I just click on OK. So this is the line created on 10 mm dimension. So if I measure the distance between these two lines, I will go on analysis, measure distance, and I will click this line and this line, so I will get 10 mm. So this is the offset command. I will go in home tab. Now we will I will show you how to use mirror curve. So suppose you have these two curves and you have to mirror them in this sketch about some plane or one line, so about one center line. So I'll select this curve, this curve, this curve. I'll select. Now I have, so you can see here I have selected two curves. Now I will click on select center line and I will select center line. I'll give x-axis as my center line. So now you can see that those curves are mirrored about about this x-axis. So I can mirror this curve about any line. So suppose if I create this line and I will use mirror curve command, I will select these curves here and I will select the center line. So In this way you can mirror the curves. Now what we have here is the intersection. We'll see the intersection curve command later. So derived lines. So derived lines we can use. So I have clicked on derived lines. Select a reference line. I'll select a reference line this. Now it's asking select second reference line or specify parallel line. So I'll select this line, and this will, you can see that we have got one center line here. You can give any length you want and you just click, so you will get the center line here. So this is derived lines command is used for. So derived lines, you can derive center line between any two parallel lines using this command. So select this and, oh sorry, I will click on the derived lines command. It's asking select a center reference line, so I'll click on this. I'll click on the second parallel line, and I will draw a center line. So that is the use of derived lines. I'll press escape. Now there is one more command, the project curve command. So this command, the project curve and intersection curve, is used to get a reference within the sketch. Suppose if I have something in 3D, if I exit this sketch, I'll finish this sketch and I will just extrude this line. It's loading. So this is the line I have extruded, and now I'll hide this sketch. This select and hide this sketch. So now I have this extrude here. So now I'll create one more sketch using sketch in task environment. So I will create sketch on this plane. So the sketch is created. Now if I rotate this, you can see that there is this extrude in 3D. So sorry. So I'll, so suppose I will use this intersection curve command. So it will ask select tangent faces to intersect sketch plane. So I will get an intersection line with the sketch plane. So suppose if I select on this extrude, then I'll get this intersection of the sketch plane and the extrude. So I'll click on OK. So I will just orient view to sketch. So this is the line, this is the intersection of this extrude with this sketch plane, you can see. So this is the way you can use the intersection curve command. Now if you have to project something in your sketch, so you can use project curve command. So suppose if I have to project this edge on my sketch plane, so I'll delete this line. First of all, I'll just delete the intersection line. So now I will use project curve command. It's asking to select a curve or point. You can project a point or curve on a sketch plane. So I will select this edge of the extrude and I'll click on OK. So this curve will be projected on this sketch plane, you can see. So this line, is a projection of this edge on our sketch plane. That's how you can use the project curve command. Now we will use quick trim and quick extend commands. So I will draw two lines here. Oh, sorry, I'll just, by default it will be on, so we need to make it off. So I'll delete the lines. So now I will draw two lines here. Now what the quick trim will do, the quick extend, we will see first how to use quick extend. I'll click on quick extend. It is asking me to select the curve to extend. I'll, when I move my cursor over the curve, it will automatically extend till the next boundary curve. So if I select on this, my curve will be extended up to the boundary curve, any curve which is intersecting the path of the curve. So I'll close this. So that's how you can use quick extend command. So if you move a cursor over this curve, so it's not intersecting to any curve, so it's not showing anything. Same for this curve. So suppose if I extend the line by double clicking over it, and now I'll select the quick extend command and I'll move my cursor over this line, the projected line. So you can see that we can extend the line. So now quick trim command. So select, we need to select a curve to trim. So I'll just trim this. Just we need to select on the curve and it will be trimmed up to the intersection. I can trim this, I can trim this, right? So control Z, I'll undo this. So now we'll use fillet and chamfer mid corner command. These three commands are important. Rest of the commands are not that much of importance. So we will see how to use the first three commands. So what I'll do, I'll first quick trim this ends. Now we have these two corners here, the two intersections. So we will give fillet to those intersections. So I'll select first curve, I'll select second curve, and now you can see the fillet. You can change its value. I'll say it as a 10. So we got here a fillet of 10 mm radius. So same we can do, can give, this is the fillet by trim method. So there are two methods again, yeah, on trim method. So you can see that this true curve extension of these two curves are trimmed and we got this fillet. So now if we use this second fillet method, and if I select first curve, second curve, and if I give a radius of say 20, so I will get this fillet, and there will, these two lines will be as it is. These lines will not be trimmed like this corner. So this is the difference between these two fillet methods. So usually we prefer the first method. So I'll just select on this curve and I'll delete it, and I'll give fillet using the trim method. I'll select first curve, second curve, and I'll give fillet of 20. So we got 20 mm fillet here, a fillet of 20 mm radius. So the next command, so I'll undo the operations here. Okay, so now we'll give chamfer. So to give chamfer, there we have offset. it has symmetric, asymmetric, and offset and angle. So we'll use symmetric, having 2 mm distance. So I'll first select this line, and this is the second line I'll select. Now it's asking me for distance, so I'll give it as 10 mm. So that's the chamfer. We get 10 mm chamfer. So its offset values are 10 mm horizontally and 10 mm from both the lines. We got 10 mm offset chamfer. And here we have option to trim the input curves. We If we deselect this and select this line and give 10 mm chamfer, then those two lines will not be trimmed. So I would prefer to keep this option ticked. I will keep this as checked. So you can use asymmetric method also. So I'll show you how to use asymmetric chamfer method. So I'll use here. You can see that the offset is 10 mm. So both on both sides the line is offsetted by 10 mm from this point. So if you select a symmetric method, I'll select this first line, the second line. So it will ask me to give distance. I'll give 5 mm for the first line and 10 mm from the second. So you can see this 5 and 10 mm. Oh, sorry. 5 mm, and the second one is 10 mm. So that's how we can create a symmetric chamfer. So this is 5 mm from the point and this is 10 mm. So in that way we can modify our sketch using these various commands. So I'll just trim it, quick trim. So this is the way you can create sketch and modify it using these various commands. So that's how we edit curves in sketch using these commands. So there are other commands, they add existing curves, fit curves. We use these commands hardly, so no need to use these commands in sketch. All we can achieve everything in sketch using the commands which I have shown to you. These are polygons. These are the simple commands. You can learn them. These are simple commands. Just this is conic, so I need to specify start point, end point, and the middle point. So and I can drag this point anywhere to create a conic curve. So these are the basic commands and simple commands you can learn. And here these commands we don't use them. So these are the simple parametric command which I have shown you. Those are enough for you guys. So I'll finish the sketch. I'll delete the extrude. Now we have the sketch here, and I'll just extrude the sketch. Single curve, connected curve I'll use. So this is the extrude, and you can see how we have used our sketch to create this model. So thank you for watching this video. Please like our channel and subscribe, and keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.